Economics, Class 11, Basic Terms. Welcome to the session of Economics. Let's enjoy learning economics. Watch my videos on YouTube at Schooling to learn about economics, sociology and social science. Come on, let's explore basic economics now. Syllabus for the year 2020 and 2021. Statistics, Introduction, Collection, organization, presentation of data, statistical tools and interpretation. Under microeconomics, we have introduction, consumers' equilibrium and demand, producer behavior and supply, forms of market and price determination, project. Some portions have been deleted for this academic year. The deleted portions for 2020 to 2021, Part A, Statistics for Economics, Unit 3, Statistical Tools and Interpretation. The topics deleted are measures of dispersion, range, quartile deviation, mean deviation, coefficient of range, coefficient of quartile deviation, coefficient of mean deviation, correlation, Spearman's rank correlation, index numbers, index of industrial production. Deleted portions for 2020 to 2021. Part B. Introductory Microeconomics. Unit 4. Introduction. Concepts of Production Possibility Frontier. And Unit 6. Producer Behavior and Supply. Producer's Equilibrium. Meaning and its conditions in terms of marginal revenue and marginal cost. Unit 7. Forms of market and price determination under perfect competition with simple applications. Other market forms: monopoly, monopolistic. Now let's begin with simple terms. First, the basic thing, economics. What is economics? Let's find out the definition. Branch of study concerned with production, distribution and consumption of goods and services. It deals with production, selling and purchase of goods and services. So when we talk about production, distribution and consumption, let's find out what it is. Production, distribution and consumption are related to how goods and services are created and made available to the public. As people buy, sell and make goods, they become interdependent upon one another to supply what they need or to purchase what they sell. So what is production, distribution and consumption in simple terms? Production is a process of combining various material and immaterial inputs in order to make something for consumption. It is the act of creating an output, good or service by procuring raw materials which has value and contributes to the utility of the individuals. Distribution means spreading the product through the marketplace such that a large number of people can purchase that. Consumption in economics means the use of goods and services by households, families. So what is the need for economics? Scarce resources are to be distributed judiciously. It is how society uses its limited resources. Scarce resources and limitless wants by the people. So allocate resources efficiently in order to satisfy basic needs and as many wants as possible. It is important to study economics because of the fact of scarcity and the need for efficiency. Father of modern economics, Adam Smith, who belonged to the 18th century, was a Scottish economist, is the father of modern economics. He created the concept of gross domestic product, GDP. So what is the work of the economists? What do they do? Economists conduct research, they collect data, analyze, monitor trends, and develop forecasts. Their research focuses on topics such as energy costs, inflation, interest rates, farm prices, imports, exports, employment, etc. The economist's work is to prepare reports. Two types of economics, microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics studies about the individual and business decisions. It focuses on supply and demand and other forces that determine price levels, making it a bottom-up approach. Macroeconomics analyzes the decisions made by the countries and governments. So next we will discuss about demand and supply. What is demand and what is supply? Relationship between the quantity of a commodity that producers wish to sell at various prices and the quantity that consumers wish to buy. In equilibrium, the quantity of a good supplied equals quantity demanded by consumers. PCI, per capita income, is the measure of the amount of money earned per person in a nation or geographic region. It is used to determine the average per person income for an area and to evaluate the standard of living and quality of life of the population. National income, GDP by production activities on a particular territory. GDP, gross domestic product, is the monetary value of all finished goods and services made in a country at a particular period. Inflation, a general increase in prices and fall in the purchasing value of money. Example, after 20 years, prices of commodities are doubled. Deflation, reduction of the general level of prices in an economy. So why should we measure national income? Measuring national income is important for finding about a nation's economy and the level of country's economic performance. It makes projections about the future development trend of the economy to help government to formulate suitable development plans and policies to increase the growth rate. Why should we know GDP? Because it gives information about the size of the economy and how an economy is performing. The growth rate of real GDP is often used as an indicator of the general health of the economy. In broad terms, an increase in real GDP is understood as a sign that the economy is doing well. The four economic concepts: scarcity, supply and demand, costs and benefits, incentives. Scarcity. Scarcity refers to the basic economic problem, the gap between limited, that is scarce resources, and theoretically limitless wants. This situation requires people to make decisions about how to allocate resources efficiently in order to satisfy basic needs and as many wants as possible. Four economic systems: traditional economic system, command or planned economic system, market, free markets, free enterprise systems, mixed economic system. Traditional economic system. Traditions, customs and beliefs help shape the goods and services the economy produces as well as the rules and manner of their distribution. Countries that use this type of economic system are often rural and farm based. The advantages are very little is produced and there is less wastage. There is no industrial pollution and the environment is clean. Disadvantage: it does not support to the growing population and may lead to starvation as very little is produced. It depends on the group or tribe or clan. The current examples are Bhutan and Haiti. Command economy. The government decides what goods should be produced, how much should be produced, and the price at which the goods are offered for sale. Command economy is a key feature of any communist society. Cuba, North Korea, and former Soviet Union are practicing command economy. Earlier, China was practicing command economy, but now it is a mixed economy. Advantages: low levels of inequality and unemployment. The disadvantages are lack of competition and efficiency. Market economy. Production, distribution, and exchange is controlled by individuals and privately owned corporations rather than by the government. Government interference in the market is minimal. Switzerland and Australia practice this sort of market economy. The advantages are innovation, variety, individual choice. Disadvantages are inequality in wealth, poor working conditions, and environmental degradation. Mixed economy blends elements of market economies with elements of planned economies. European economies such as Sweden and France are following mixed economy. India too is following mixed economy. The advantages are freedom, competition, less economic inequality, and it encourages the private sector. The disadvantages are it leans towards the government. End of part 1. We will continue to explore more about economics. You can watch my videos on YouTube or Schooling to learn more. Thank you.